the Bengal and Bihar. Firstly, you know that already after the Battle of Plassey, Bengal was annexed by the British. After Bengal, like Mysore and Maratha, and also Punjab, like Hyderabad, these Travancore, different princely states are taken to their control. They took their control by the British. So, like that, the popular revolts most first the Bengal famines, Bengal and Bihar only led them mostly. Next, firstly, in 1763, sannyasis revolt in Bengal. Who were these sannyasis? Sannyasis means they were some religious monks, means like a priestess in Hindu. They were sometimes in the during the period of Mughal period, they enjoyed life and some with the restrictions. They visited the many Hindu holy places. But after the British entering Christianity was exposed, then the sannyasis who belongs to the like a this Bengal region, they whatever their traditional life, their cultural life, and also their religious life also disturbed the and this 1763 to 1800 the sannyasis revolt were led by the in Bihar and Bengal region. Okay, so this revolt and like you know that Bankim Chandra Chatterjee, who were the prominent writer, like Vande Mataram song and also Anand Mat. So that is the inspiration for the sannyasi revolts, and they took agitation in the mostly 10 years against the British policies. So the religious culture, their way of life, visiting of the some Hindu places are strict rules were uh, done by the British government. Next, in 1825, Pagalpanti's movement also taken place in the Garo Hills. Now, at present day, it was in the Bangladesh and Meghalaya, Bangladesh, and also Bengali region. Some tribal people also they took agitation. Means this the reason was to zamindars were collected the taxes on the farmers. So you know that the zamindar is a mediator between the British and farmers. So that too, he has to collect the tax from the farmers and he should pay to the British government. These zamindars were collected the heavy taxes from the peasantry. They are misguided. What was decided the tax, they are exceeded and extra amount also collected from the people. So due to that heavy taxes in Pagalpantis, in the Garo and Jaintia, and at present day Bangladesh region, peasants were they fight. The leader of this Karam Singh, Karam Shah is a Karam Shah Darwish was the leaders of this region. Next to uh, Faraj is one of the tribe. The people they have to live in Faridpur in Bengal region, Faridpur region in the eastern Bengal. They were also fight against the policies of Jamindars. So the British East India Company they encourage the Indian landlords and feudals. That feudals are fully supported to the British to collecting of taxes and is a tax collector. So some percentage of most of the in 100 90% of the taxes they hike and collected from the people. So which were the declared decided tax exceeded. So the British personalities like governor generals and whoever the governor generals were there, they had forced to collect the heavy taxes. So irrespective of famines, floods, famines and floods and less crop production and crop failures, also they did not consider during the natural calamities period. Also they collected the heavy taxes. So that's why a Farage is also in 1838 to 1857. Secondly, Sipai revolts in Indian history, the great importance to the Sipai mutiny. So during that time, the tribals of different states and peasants and farmers of different regions, due to the revenue policies, tax system, and displaced by the tribals due to the forest department. These are all the causes to take the agitation. Next, the Wahhabi movement in 1830 to 1857. So this 19th century only many agitation were done in the all over the country. But some of the agitations were linked to one and other region. But due to the powerful country, the British Army, which is introduced by the subsidiary alliance by Lord Wellesley, and doctrine of lapse by Dalhousie. These mainly affected the all the army and military actions. Everything is controlled by the British. So wisely they suppressed these all agitations due to the arresting and to hanging the people, agitators. Hundreds of the people, thousands of the people, they fight against the British. Okay, 1830s Wahhabi movement. The Wahhabi is belongs to Arabia region in 8th century. Abdul Wahhab, he was a deep follower of the Khalifa principles. The Khalifa means is a head of the Islamic religion who designed the guidelines and instruction from the Turkey region, Turkey country, Anatolia. We can say that Turkey and Central Asia region. The Kalfi means this Khalifa policy is strictly implemented. So this time in the 8th century, missionary activities were increased, the spread throughout India. The Christian missionary activities were increased. So the Wahhabi who belongs to Arabia and Islamic religion, like you know that some of the jihad movement, some terrorist activities, Taliban's and Lashkar-e-Toiba, they can say that the jihad. So even that jihad is a religious function which was done by the Islamic terrorist groups. So that they fight for, they have to fight for protection of Islam religion and to implementation of Shariats, Quran policies. So Christian missionary activities, they strongly opposed by the Wahhabi. In 1830s, Syed Ahmad Rai Bareli is a leader of, was a leader of this Wahhabi movement. The protection of Islamic rights and Muslim peoples, the protection of Muslim peoples from the Christianity, uh, forcible conversions, forcible conversions which was done from the Islam, from the Hindu, converted into the Christian religion. So these also cultural causes to fight against the British. It can call as a Wahhabi movement in 1830. So the region in UP, Uttar Pradesh, and Syed Ahmad was condemned all these innovations of Islam, some regions. Okay, so this since Darul Islam means to spreading of Islamism is their main motto. Main aim of the Wahhabi movement, the protection of the Islam and to spread of Islam religion. And they declare war on Sikh. Punjab region is a It's a brand for Sikhism, Sikh religion. So they declare against the Sikh kingdom of Punjab. Jihad was declared by the Islam uh, for deep followers on Sikhs. So in 19th century only this Wahhabi period between the Sikh religion and Islamic religion were some disputes and conflicts were raised between Islam and Sikh religion people. So this is called in the 1830 to 1857 Wahhabi movement between Islam and Sikh religion. Next, Chaur and Ho raisings in the tribal region, the Raja of Dalbam and tribes peoples, Singbam in now at present day, Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh region, Chota Nagpur Plateau tribes also, they can started the fight against the British because of forest was forest was occupied by the British. Due to that, Chota Nagpur Plateau region tribal people in three phases. They done agitation the three phases on British. First, Chaur and Ho raising 1768 to 1800. So 1822 and 22 and 1831 to 1837 in Midnapur district in Bengal with weapons. The tribesmen of Bengal also they fight against the British. Distress encouraged the shore obligations tribesmen. So means the continue the till the end of the century due to the earth policy. So disturbed conditions till the end of the century. So East India Company policy, their agrarian policies, all the causes to start this shower and hoe raisings in the three phases. And cookies revolts. This also in Manipur and Tripura region, eastern part of the country. Eastern part of the country, Manipur and Tripura region also, that eastern states, cookie revolt. It was done in the three phases, 1826 and 1844 and 1849. So this also 7,000 men defended the some narrow hills with some their traditional weapons. But these all tribal agitations were suppressed by the British because of British was using the modern weapons. But tribal people using the traditional weapons, the arrows and bows they used. So these tribes of Eastern India region, like Manipur and Tripura state, tribal people also against the British, they fight against their British economical and political some causes and also forest policy also they strongly opposed. Next, coal rising. It's also coal rising from Chota Nagpur Plateau, which was coal headmen Mundas, who are the leaders of tribes. In 1831, coal rebels killed and burnt thousands of outsiders. So you see, the Britishers, when they are entering into the eastern part, the tribal persons, the tribal people are they strongly opposed. They strongly opposed the tribal because they are spoiling their native culture and traditions. They are spoiling their own traditional agriculture cultivation system. So that is a reason to that belongs to Manipur and Tripura region. Chotanagpur Plateau means the Bengal region tribes are they fight against the British policies. Okay, next some Ahom revolt. Ahom in 1828, 1830 to 1833, two phases were done in Assamese. Assam, it's famous for its tea gardens were there in the terrace farming, tea gardens famous for that, and also indigo in Bengal. At present day, we are calling as a Bangladesh and Bengal and also Assam, famous for indigo and tea and coffee gardens were there. So for that farmers also, the jamindars, most of the landless peoples were there. The land is taking as a rent, means as a tenants. The tenant should pay the tax to the British and as well as rent to the owner and jamindars, and also some economical, he has to pay interest for the money lenders also. So these all economical distress uh, also done by because Ahom in Assam state, the leader of the Gomdar Kunwar as the king of this region in 1828, Ahom, Ahom revolt, which were started in Assam state region. And mostly the upper Assam to Maharaja Purandar Singh Narendra as a part of kingdom restored the Assamese. See, in England and Burma war time, this movement was done between England and Myanmar. Myanmar means at present day Myanmar. In that time they called as a Burma. So between England and Burma war was done. So in that war, some of the soldiers who belongs to our India, they participated. Burma, it's close to the now our eastern part of our country. So after that situation, he took the support from the tribals. A Assam native king was fight against the British. Okay. So next, Kasi Rising, Kasi Revolt. Kasi Revolt. That Kasi Revolt was in near the Meghalaya and Brahmaputra Valley region. So now at present day, that which is one of the largest river in the country, northern part of north and eastern part of India, Brahmaputra River. That valley also some tribes, Kasi tribe, Kasi Hills and Jaintia Hills were there. The tribal people also. East India Company occupied the hilly regions between the Jaintia and Garo Hills. The Jaintia and Garo Hills close to the Arunachal Pradesh and Meghalaya region. So between Jaintia Hills and Kasi Hills, this place was there, the tribals. That land was occupied by the East India Company. The Britishers were concentrated to land where is the fertile, where is the highly costly and wealth, and where they get a huge income, huge profit. They concentrated to occupy that lands. So, but the hundreds of years ago onwards, that the tribal people are own land, that is. But in the 1600 after, the British government came into India, then occupied the land. That land was completely Britishers trade and commerce. That means that agriculture, trade, everything is they occupied by the British. So that's why tribal people were they disturbed their life, disturbed their settlements, disturbed their agriculture, their own lands also forcibly collected the tribals land by the East India Company. So that's why East India Company activities, their economical activities are the strong reason for to fight by the Indian people. So East India Company occupied the hilly region between Jaintia and Garo Hills. That's why in the near the many English also planned the military road link up to the Brahmaputra Valley. Will they brought large number of Englishmen. So because and again close to the Brahmaputra region river near, they have to construct the road. If they built road, many English people and tribal English, they have to entering into the this eastern part of the country. So English traders, when they enter into the eastern part of India, then automatically their life will be conflict and disturb the tribal people's way of living style. So that's why strongly the northeastern part of Indian people, tribals were they opposed and to started the agitation against the East India Company uh, officers like Bengalis and Assamese and also Mizoram. These all people they have to started fight. Okay, Tirot Singh, the leaders of this Tirot Singh and ruler of Nanklau resented the territories. Okay, next Gadkari revolt. So the Kasi revolt 1827 to 1833 in Meghalaya, Arunachal Pradesh, that region taken place the movement. Next to Gadkari revolt. So Gadkari revolt, it was in Maharashtra. So it was one of the tribe in Gadkari in Maharashtra, near that Kolhapur region, Marathas and Maharashtra area, this region. A few other passed under the supremacy of the British. Means that Maratha Kolhapur region, forests, agriculture lands, tribals lands also occupied by the British. So the British was why they occupied the forests. They need the more huge wood. Railways were introduced, and not only India, the British was ruling to other countries also. Entire the world, more than 40 countries are ruled by British. So, which is valuable wood and valuable that from the forest to produce, they have to export to other places by British. That's why the Indian forest is taken to their control. So that's why these all tribes were take the agitation. Okay, Gadkari revolt in Maharashtra during the period of Maratha War. The British relations with these two states and in 1844 to 1845, Daji Krishna Pandit, a member of Bombay Civil Service, was appointed the minister of Kolhapur state. This person, Daji Krishna Pandit he was a civil service officer. He introduced the reforms according to his reforms, according to the British system. This officer was helping to the British to occupy that region lands, Gadkari's lands, and submit to the British. So this officer fully helped to the British. So due to that, the Gadkaris were they get angry. Gadkari tribal people were they get angry. So the commercial privileges enjoyed the British aroused the hostility of trading classes. These elements spread the discontent against the British among the common people. Okay, the Gadkaris were military classes who garrisoned the Maratha forts, enjoyed the lands of their service after the third Maratha war service dispensation. So means in earlier, these Gadkaris worked as as soldiers also in the Maratha army. So that's why they counter attack there and region, and also some festivals time also like Dasara and Diwali festivals time. They began counting the jog trees and houses for the taxation. festival time, they collected the taxes from Gadkaris. So that is by the British. So taxes unnecessarily they are paying the many taxes. Means without reason they are allotting the taxes. So that's why Gadkaris in 1844 to 1845 they took agitation against the British. Okay, and the Kolhapur region and Sumangad, the fort of Sumangad, D.K. Pandit was reduced the number of and matters were brought to head of the means help to the that people. That's why the people are fight against the um, British. Next, revolt of Dayaram, 1814 to 1817. 1814 to 1817. Dayaram was one of the famous talukdar of Aligarh district. This Aligarh in Uttar Pradesh region possesses 8,000 military forces, was living in the famous fort. So he led the Dayaram revolt. This is called as a revolt of Dayaram, 1814 to 1817. So this was done. Jamindar's activities strongly opposed the Indians' Jamindar activities. See here the common factor, common reason for this all agitation, British policies. Common reasons for this all activities. Who is this person? Sir, this which history going to modern history from 1500 to 1964? No. So this is a fifth semester history of people's movement in modern India. Optional for fifth semester. Okay. History is about movements. Fifth sem optional. Last time already you listened the class, Mr. SK, who is 1500 to 1964, not that is in the that's saying oral history. This paper already over. World history were already explained. The classes were completed. Now only optional paper. This is only uh, okay. That paper, world history paper was completed. World history, 1500 to 1964. This is Indian modern revolts, history of people's movement in modern India. Okay, right. Okay, Dayaram movement is all due to the British policies. This and Pike's revolt on Orissa, 1817 to 1818, and revolt of Dayaram, 1814. So this is a common factor of these all agitations. What is the common factor of these all agitations? British policies and Jamindar's activities and heavy tax system, land revenue system, trade policies and business activities and commercialization of agriculture. These all are the causes for agitations. The revolt, Dayaram 1814 to 17. This also, Hatras Jamindars were given to Dayaram and Murshad Emira was given to the Bhagwant Singh by the East India Company. So collection of revenue tax for the government. So this is the main collection of revenue for the government. So increasing of the income, and also the company government enhanced the land revenue tax due to this many jamindars and jagirdars and landlords and landed militia. Riots were unable to pay the land revenue tax to the government regularly. See, the due to the paying of these all taxes, the jamindar is collecting the taxes, land tax, revenue tax from the farmers. Suppose the British government was allotted the tax for 100 rupees. The jamindars were collected the 200 rupees for each farmer. Means excess tax collected from the farm. Then they have to keep with them some. And jagirdars were there. And also the jagirdars, they have to give the lands for tenants. Tenants means renters for cultivation of agriculture, tenants. The tenants should pay the rent for the jagirdar, tax for the jamindar, and as well as for investment, for agriculture investment also. Farmer can take some money from the land money lenders. So that money lenders are they are collecting the heavy interest rate of interest, heavy rate of interest. So these all permits, these all three types of collection of taxes: rent and tenants. It was so burden to the farmers. That is the reason the farmers and peasants were taking the agitation against the British government. So tribals, farmers, and dis, disturbance were done by the British created in the among the Indian territory. Okay, so this is the in the next class we go another tomorrow we have to take the another topic.